Movie Eternals news, an epic MCU saga that ends up with too much to do. After Marvel fans were starved of MCU content in 2020, Eternals arrives in cinemas after a veritable feast of MCU adventures this year. It's the third movie in the space of 5 months and comes after fans have enjoyed, to varying degrees, 4 TV shows on Disney+, all of which connect to the overarching narrative of Phase 4. Marvel fans are used to this kind of bounty, as there were 3 movies apiece in 2017, 2018, and 2019. But will there ever prove to be one movie too far? The fear is that it could well happen with Eternals after some surprisingly mixed early reactions and the fact that it features no established MCU characters. What could save Chloe Zhao's movie is that, on paper, it's a genuinely exciting prospect, a superhero team-up movie with the MCU's most diverse cast yet from an award-winning director. And while that should probably be enough to get most MCU fans to show up, it turns out that not even a director like Zhao can overcome familiar flaws in almost all of Marvel's origin stories. The scale of Eternals is unlike anything we have seen to date in the MCU, but it also ends up in a movie that just has too much on its plate. After a Star Wars-esque opening crawl, Eternals takes us right back to 5000 BC in Mesopotamia as the immortal heroes arrive on Earth, kickstarting a fight against mankind's oldest enemy, the Deviants, that spans millennia. The main story picks up in Camden, North London, as the Deviants return to cause trouble in Cersei's, Gemma Chan, life, and the lives of every other Eternal. Something called the Emergence is on the way, and after the Eternals went their separate ways centuries earlier, it's time to get the squad back together. To go into any more plot details would risk entering spoiler territory, as even though MCU fans have never met these characters, there are still some major surprises in store across the movie's epic 157-minute runtime. Zhao takes us back and forth across the history of the Eternals to both fill in their past and set up their future, meaning that even though it's long, there is a lot going on at any one time. The balance isn't always quite right, though, as the flashback sequences rarely offer anything of note. They always look beautiful, not just thanks to the incredibly attractive cast, but also the vistas. It's in this imagery that you can see Zhao's fingerprints, even if a lot of her other directorial elements are lost in the MCU-ness of it all. Because that's the thing. Like with the recent Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals might want to be different to all that's come before, but it's still an MCU movie at its heart. The story is impressively free of major nods or connections, meaning even newbies can understand it. Yet it still falls foul of familiar origin story issues such as a bland villain and CGI-heavy final act. Since it's centered on an entirely new team, Eternals has a lot of groundwork to get through that includes the basics of what exactly an Eternal is, who the 10 characters are and why they are on Earth. That's before you even get to the actual plot of the movie, and at times, it feels like there is a lot of showing when telling would have been the best way forward, especially when some flashbacks end up feeling like padding. The main plot itself follows a fairly standard get the team together to fight a big threat journey, so it can end up feeling episodic. Yet what saves Eternals is that Zhao has an impressive cast to call upon, filled with charismatic performers who can make the formulaic feel fresh. Gemma Chan gets an MCU part worthy of her talents, after she was wasted in Captain Marvel, with Cersei the heart and soul of the movie, even if her connection with Richard Madden's Icarus never quite convinces. Kumail Nanjiani provides the comic relief as Eternalton Bollywood star Kingo, while Don Lee and Angelina Jolie prove to be the movie's most affecting duo as Gilgamesh and Thena. It's inevitable that in such a stacked ensemble as this that some cast members suffer in terms of screen time, especially Lauren Ridloff's Makkari and Barry Keoghan's Druid. Their lack of time is disappointing for different reasons. Ridloff, given her position as the MCU's first deaf superhero, and Keoghan because Druid highlights the interesting moral dilemmas of the Eternals' role on Earth. When there is a world to save and future movies to set up, Zhao never quite gets enough time to really dig into the morality of what the Eternals are doing, or rather, not doing, when standing by as humanity harms itself. Delving into those concepts could have lifted the movie away from its standard team-building mission, but there is just too much going on already. Even with the issues over the story though, Eternals does bring something new to the MCU and feels original enough to make it worth seeing. Not only is there a diverse cast, we get our first gay superhero in Brian Tyree Henry's Phastos, but there is also the first sex scene in any MCU movie. They might be superpowered immortal beings, but at least Zhao knows that they would find time for some actual rumpy-pumpy. The movie arrives in cinemas shortly after the much-anticipated Dune, where Denis Villeneuve took the bold decision to split Frank Herbert's novel into two. Watching Eternals, you can't help feeling that you wish Zhao took a similar approach instead of ambitiously trying to fit everything into one movie. You'll feel like you're watching a condensed version of the Infinity Saga, from Iron Man right through to Avengers Endgame. From the gathering of superheroes to the world-threatening event, with some team conflict along the way, there are elements of both the Avengers movies and the various standalone events. There is always something going on in Eternals, but you'll wish it took more time. Ultimately, every origin story succeeds or fails based on whether you'd want to see the central heroes again, and on this note, Eternals absolutely works. With an intriguing ending and some genuinely exciting credit scenes, you'll want to return to Zhao's impressively crafted world, and now that the exposition is out of the way, the possibilities are eternal. It's clear that Zhao, in signing up for this project, made a decision to put her highly expressive and idiosyncratic style on the shelf and to embrace the straight-up expository conventionality of Marvel filmmaking. That's something of a disappointment. Yet Zhao's sensibility, to a degree, is there, in the casual humanity of the characters, in the flow of quip and conflict and passion, at times romantic, in the beauty of the effects, in the deceptively effortless way that Zhao scales up her logistical skills. She's a master craftswoman, and Eternals, while too long, 157 minutes, really is a squarely fun and gratifying watch. Eternals is being positioned as an inflection point for the future of the MCU by potentially influencing incarnations of the Avengers moving forward. Game of Thrones star Kit Harington also arrives in the film as Marvel Comics character Dane Whitman, the alter ego of the superhero Black Knight. While it remains to be seen whether Harington will don the helmet and ring of the Black Knight in Eternals, Harington has said that he is hopeful the character will return. Marvel's Eternals has had its world premiere, and that means critical evaluations of the movie are flooding social media for the very first time. Director Chloe Zhao and the all-star cast of the next MCU entry gathered in Los Angeles on Monday night, 18th October, for the first public screening of the blockbuster. Eternals perhaps faces a more unusual challenge than many Marvel movies, in that its core group of heroes may be less recognizable to the general public than the likes of Spider-Man, Black Widow, Captain Marvel, and Black Panther. The film retraces the entirety of human history through the eyes of a godlike group of heroes who have observed the species, but only ever intervened to protect us from a race of evil aliens called the Deviants. Eternals is released in cinemas on 5th November.